wanna open up my eyes. Walk with me, Rhona. We won't tell any lies. Oh no, I got a secret I cannot conceal. What else will the night reveal?
Call now.
Rhona at Night.
1-800-47-RHONA. 1-800-477-4662. Your real-time link-up with registered clinical counselor Rhona Raskin, Matthew White, and the Rhona at Night crew. Now, here's Rhona.
Hello, hello. We have for you this hour the bad joke of the week. It's really bad. I've heard it before. In fact, I think we probably told it before. It's so bad we decided to recycle it. 1-800-477-4662. And a woman's power play, whatever that is. Matthew wrote it on the board. Apparently, we're going to have a woman's power play right here, right on the show, right here while you're here. You can give us a call, and we'll hang out with you. Now, here's something that we often talk about being creative. As some kid once said when asked, what is leather? Said, that's what holds the cow's guts in, which is true. Now, we may not think of it. Leather is kind of that thing they make coats out of or whatever, but to a kid, it's what holds the cow's guts in. Sometimes when you have a problem or a situation, if you're in a rut and stuck, what you're trying to do is think around it in a different kind of way, give it a new spin, come at it from another direction. Here's something we don't recommend. This happened in Hollywood, in California. A man was really angry over his bill at a jewelry store. He went in, ranted, raved. He was not very happy, got really angry over his bill. He was arrested, listen to this, for sneaking into the back of the store and unaware to the people who worked in the store, the officials in the store, placed free take one signs above a set of rings that retailed for $10,000 each. Free take one. Now, the man was creative, but he's in jail. So he didn't quite get the idea. But it was close. 1-800-477-4662. You can join us here. And who we starting with? Line 3. How you doing there? Joe in Ottawa. How you doing?
How you doing? Woman's power play. That's a good one, Matt. I got one for you guys. 2 years ago, I met this woman. We fell in love. I moved in with her 4 months ago. I think a day after Valentine's Day or whatever, or a couple days after that, she decided to get really religious to the point like she was married before. And she made a pact with God. So now I'm moving out to the result of this because it's just getting really wacky, and she doesn't understand why I'm moving out.
Well, wait a second. Her theological leanings were not apparent to you over the 2-year period that you knew each other?
I guess not. All of a sudden, we're not intimate, no sexual contact. I guess I work nights, and right. I'm getting a little tired of listening to Bible on cassette halfway through my sleep.
Whoa. Well, bad timing at least,
Yeah.
It is. So basically what you said is that you had this relationship and it took a quick veer to the left.
Well, it's like I have no other choice. I mean, like, we do love each other. We sat down and talked to each other about this problem, but, I mean, she's made this pact with God.
And then when she was making this arrangement, this
thanks for involving me.
Right. Did she do it on a night you were working? Did she not have a conversation with you? I mean, I understand it's sort of bigger than her and everything else by her standards.
Exactly.
However, here she is in a relationship with someone, and she's making outside contracts with other beings or entities, if you like. Couldn't she talk about it with you first?
Well, that was a hang-up right there. I'm like, well,
what did she say? What did she say? She said, I just woke up one night and I had this feeling and I knew it was true and I had to go with it. What?
Well, I mean, I guess she was feeling bad about the whole relationship. I mean, she's with me for 2 years. We fall in love.
But wait, I understand all this. But what was her explanation for, I got religion?
Well, in God's eyes, she was married once, and now she feels like she's committing adultery and fornication, despite the fact that she's divorced.
Okay, but did she just wake up in the middle of the night? Did she watch a program? Did she see a friend? Did she go to a church? I mean, where did it come from? I mean, she's just like sitting there eating her Wheaties and her Cheerios, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, where did it come from?
Well, it was always kind of a part of her, and I didn't have a problem with that, with her religion.
No, sure.
You know, like, to each his own, fine, great. but I don't know. I guess she thinks the year 2000 is approaching and it's the end of the world because that
okay.
comes up
Well,
a
you
lot.
know what? To be honest, Joe, here, I think you don't have a chance to arm wrestle that particular position. And I'm sorry you're out. I'm sorry you're gone. But, sometimes things are bigger than a relationship, and they're bigger than the person. And this is not one of those things you can sit down and have a logical argument, which is, well, that may be true, but if that's true, what about this? And if A is true and C is, you can't do that. A person's religion, their philosophical base, their politics, there's certain things in life you just have to say, well, I respect that. It doesn't work for me, or I don't see it that way. And then you have to make your own decisions. So happy hunting, apartment hunting there. Good luck to you. 1-800-477-4662. And as we said, remember that email last week, Matthew? Someone sent in, well, if there is no God, so explain who pops up the next Kleenex.
Goodbye.
I thought that was definitive proof. Did you not? 1-800-477-4662. No, let's not debate religion. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Carol, how you doing?
Hi, I'm not doing too bad. I'm enjoying the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you and Matthew are something else.
Yeah, bacteria. No, go ahead.
No, last hour you had a girl that phoned in about the car dealership.
About going to the car dealership and feeling as though she got punched around there with her deal.
Now, a gentleman phoned in and said that she could find all these listings of the places to write to.
Yep.
Okay, when she does that, do the letters, and then at the bottom of the letters say, copies have been sent to, and list everybody that she has sent copies to.
CC, right, absolutely.
Then they don't end up in the wastebasket.
That is very good. And someone once told me that you can put CC and put all kinds of things at the bottom. You don't actually have to send them off to those people, although I think that's really unfair letter writing myself, personally.
That is, yeah. You can also do this with your members of parliament and everything.
Well, there you go. Well, you sound like a shaker and a stick in the fire kind of person yourself.
Well, I try to rattle a few bones.
Well, thank you for your thank you very much for your assistance in the uprising. Thank you. 1-800-477-4662. Join us here because we're a call-in show. We show lingerie, but it ain't TV. How you doing there, Steve?
I'm doing so-so.
So-so.
I called you about a month ago, actually, because I feared I was spending too much time with my brand new boyfriend.
Okay.
And it turns out that it looks like we might have been, because we broke up twice in the past 3 days. And
2 times in 3 days.
Yeah,
didn't you get it right the first time? Like twice in 3 days?
Well, he broke up the first time, I broke up the second time. Anyway, but we've been driving each other crazy for 2 weeks, overexposure completely. We've only spent 2 or 3 nights apart since we met.
Okay.
Like, complete insanity. But now we're trying one more time, but already when we speak, we make each other tense. I want to find a way to fix it. There must be something. Like, if I try to bring things up now, he's so drained from talking about things that, he gets impatient really quickly. And so do I.
You know what's really, really, really sexy?
What?
A guy who doesn't care. Sorry. I don't think it matters whether you're a guy and it's your boyfriend or you're a girl and it's your boyfriend. But people, there is an incredible whiff of erotic attraction to a person who doesn't need you. I'm sorry. Independence is a turn on.
Okay.
Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because every time he blows me off, I'm like pulling my hair out. So, yeah.
No.
Completely.
We don't pull our hair out. Put all your hair back in. You're going to need it. Who knows? You might lose it, fairly soon anyways. Put it all back in.
God forbid.
And just be independent. Just say, all right, you're right. We probably need some space. Let's just cool it for a period of time. And then I want you to do this, but you have to actually mean it. This can't be hovering around the phone, waiting to see if he actually phones back, sending messages through the phone line, trying to make him phone you by using all your personal power. You can't do that. You have to really, really mean it. If you guys want to work things out, you really do need some time apart because you're embroiled in this kind of interaction where it's hard to tell where you leave off and he begins, okay? And you're almost like in some sort of sibling kind of battle with each other. So what you need to do is you need some space apart. And the best way to do that is just to take it, go get it, go do something, and don't pick up the phone and don't get into it. And what you say is, look, you're right. We really need some time out from this. It has gone around too many circles over the last 3 days. Let's take 2 weeks. Let's make a date to meet on whatever, March 15th. Name a place and a restaurant, say, let's meet there for dinner, and let's see what we've both thought about in that amount of time, okay? There isn't any two people who could spend 24 hours a day together in each other's faces, doing things together, working together, sleeping together, eating and shopping and taking baths together, at some point that's not going to annoy each other. I mean, I annoy myself when I'm all alone, right? Oh, God, what did you do? What, that again? I mean, really, I can annoy myself being alone. Imagine two people, 24 hours a day. Of course the person is going to annoy you. Of course you're going to annoy them. People need to have some space. You need to be sort of, where you, I don't know, breathe through your mouth and you don't worry about it, where you drop popcorn on the floor, it's no big deal. Your feet are stinking, you don't rush to wash. I mean, I don't know, whatever it is that you do, you need to be able to do and just relax and not feel like you are afraid of someone. And I don't think in life you can expect to get all your needs met by one person. I don't care who they are, how great they are, how sexy and tall and muscular they are, how funny they are, how wonderful a person with a good heart they have. They cannot fill up every single space in your life. You have to have friends. You have to keep in contact with family. You have to have people who hate you. Aside from the people who love you, you need people who really don't like you. Put yourself in, risky situations. People say, oh, what? You're going to say that thing again or whatever. So when you go back to the person who really cares about you, you feel appreciated. You can't walk around and have people love you all the time. I'm sorry. 1-800-477-4662. It's called Having a Life. And no way can one person ever fill up all of your needs for companionship, love, devotion, and entertainment. Brent, how you doing?
Hi, Rhona. How are you?
Good. Go ahead.
Rhona, I've had a really bad day and a really bad weekend. There's this girl who I was sleeping with in January. So we were kind of hanging out every now and then, and I bought tickets to go see Motley Crue this Friday. So I was really looking forward to this date, and I bought her a present from things engraved, and I even made her a really nice, sweet card and everything. So
how long? Wait. You've been going out 6 months?
No, we just kind of were seeing each other on and off, and then
for how long? How long?
Well, since September.
Okay.
Okay, and then and then I stopped seeing her maybe in November, December, and then I started seeing her again in January.
Why'd you stop seeing her, and why'd you start again?
Well, we were just kind of had busy schedules and stuff.
Oh, well, listen, I want to tell you something. If you're really crazy about someone, it doesn't matter whether they live in Cincinnati and you happen to live in Alaska. You find some time to connect.
Okay.
If there are other reasons, people who don't want to connect don't. People who do. So you can't tell me that it was off because of schedules then back on again.
That's not the problem. What happened was I showed up at her door with this present, and she opens up the door and she introduces me to her new boyfriend, who she's all over on the couch with. I was so embarrassed.
Well, I hope you didn't give her the present.
Well, I didn't know what to do. I was just
Well, but look at on again, off again. You haven't seen each other since November, whatever. She does not think that she's your main person.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's no class to do something like that.
Well, she should have at least let you know. She should have said, by the way, when you come over, Brent, my boyfriend's going to be here, and I'd love to introduce you, right?
Yeah, I know. What should I And if I called her up to ream her out, she probably wouldn't even care. What should I do?
Well, do you have tickets, or you've already gone?
We've already went, yeah.
You took her? What'd the boyfriend do?
Well, he was already, he knew about it, so he was planning on just going his own way.
So he was waiting for you to come in, pay for tickets for his girlfriend to be really entertained, and he was going to come back and kiss her that night, right?
Maybe. I got the tickets a month and a half ago.
So unclassy! Did you not say something to her? Did you not say, whoa, I'm a little taken aback here. I think if you were terribly in love being your friend, you should have let me know.
Yeah, I should have said something like that. I didn't know what to do. I've never been in this situation before.
Well, hopefully you'll never be in it again, but I think opening your mouth is perfectly okay. It's expected.
Well, should I still do something now, or should I just let it be?
No, you didn't give her the present. Please tell me you didn't give her the present.
Well, I didn't know what to do.
What did you do?
I was standing there with the present in my hand, so I just kind of handed it to her, and there's this guy sitting on the couch,
Well, you know what? We can't take the hairy ape off the couch there, okay? He's already there. You already went. So you know what this is called? This is called I wanted one thing, I got another, and now I'm going to write a story. Write a song. I went to pick up my girlfriend, and she had a boyfriend all over, and I took her to Motley Crue. Oh, yeah. Come on. This is life stuff. If you have this really boring life, no one would want to listen to you. You have this life. A horrible thing happened. Today, this is a really bad story. This is a horrible weekend. You tell it to me, and, your voice is all, you kind of cracked up, and you feel really bad, and you feel horrible. 2 years from now, this is a really funny story. It's a really funny story. I mean, I got the picture of you standing there, and you got, your little box with a little gift, and you're taking it back, and they're groping in the background. It's a great scene from a movie. And you know what, Brent, I'm really sorry that you had to go through it, that it cost you money, that you feel paralyzed about dealing with it. Do I think that phoning her up now and telling her what you think? Well, probably. At least you guys have some, or you thought had some sort of friendship. I don't think friends really set each other up to look impossibly humiliated, which is what she did. So you phone her up and you say, look, Karen, I really like you, and I know we haven't exactly been heavy dating, but considering you knew that I had these tickets, I brought you a present, I didn't realize you were dating someone. What would stop you from letting me know, especially some guy that you're obviously really in love with? I think it's worth a conversation. And you know what she's going to say, and I can tell you, Brent, what she's going to say. Oh, well, I didn't think it'd be really important to you because, we're not dating or anything. And we made this agreement, you asked me a long time ago. And I thought, probably you're going out with someone too. And I thought you'd like him. He's sort of cute, don't you think? I really like him. I've been going out with him for 5 weeks. You know what she's going to say. She's just going to go, oh, I didn't know you had any feelings. I thought you were like a rug. Okay. So if you don't mind being set up like that a second time, please go right ahead. Or say your piece and say, I don't really want to have a discussion. I just phoned up to say, I thought what you did was really without class. The tickets were expensive. I thought you were my date. You're involved with someone. You owed me, at least as a friend, to say you're involved with someone and give me the opportunity to use the ticket and invite someone else besides you. And that would have been classy. And you can do that. 1-800-477-4662. And otherwise, write a really good song about it. Coming back. On a spot of coffee, 1-800-477-4662.
I love that Foxy Brown. And you know what? She's foxy. What?
Gee, how very subtle of her. The name,
Great video, Hotspot. You got to check out the Hotspot video. There's Foxy Brown virtually wearing nothing with like 12 girls that are wearing nothing behind her, and they're all doing this funky dance. And when she says hotspot, you know what she does?
Yeah, she grabs her hotspot.
Oh, man, does she ever? Where'd that voice come from?
Very unsubtle.
Mm-hmm. Your point being? Anywho, it is time for a bad joke. In fact, it's the bad joke of the week. We've done some research here. Bad.
It's so bad. Are you finished now?
No. Here it is. So these three guys, right, Rhona? They're robbing a bank, and all of a sudden, they get the money, they're making their getaway, and they hear the police in the distance, so they make a dash to hide. One of them hides in a dumpster, the other one hides in a garbage can, and the other one hides in a garbage bag. So the police approach. They think they hear some noise from the alley. Cop comes over with his baton, hits the dumpster. Ruff, ruff. One of the guys hiding inside says, so he goes, oh, must be a dog. So he walks over to the garbage bag, gives a little shot with the baton there. Meow, meow. He thinks, well, it must be a cat. So he walks over to the garbage can, gives it a kick. Potatoes!
You got it wrong. It was the garbage bag that was the potato. I knew, you rehearsed it 3 times and you kept saying the bag in the middle. You see, the joke is you work down from the big metal thing to the smaller plastic thing.
Potatoes
to the
isn't funny.
Vulnerable. Get out of here.
Who throws potatoes away? Who throws
potatoes?
It's
so bad. Go away. Go far away. 1-800-477-4662. And we're going to tell you what we have coming up next week. We have a very special week planned next week. We talked to a lot of depressed people. We talked to a lot of unhappy people.
Yes.
Even happy people who are having unhappy days.
Yes.
People who are lethargic. People who can't get through the winter. This is just a bad time of year for a lot of people.
Loosey.
Yeah, it's just, falling apart. So we've decided that next week, what we're going to do is Matthew and I have put together our list of the top 30 songs that when I am funked out, I put on the phones, lie on the floor, and get happy.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what. I don't care if I'm crying. I don't care if I hate somebody. These 30 songs will get me up dancing.
All week long, you're going to be getting hit with this music, good times music on the Rhona At Night show. Be there.
Yep, mood music. We're going to give you mood enhancers that are free, go directly to your brain, and are legal. 1-800-477-4662. Join us here. And we have the one and only Joe in Toronto.
Hi, Rhona. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. I just like to say that your show's great, and I don't know if you may agree with me or not, but I think Matthew is one of the funniest guys I've heard on radio.
Well, I happen to agree with you because why else would he be here?
Exactly. Now, I have a dilemma here, and I think I'm going to need Matthew's help on this one.
Okay. Matthew, pay attention.
I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 6 years now, and she has a lot of friends who are all now engaged. And every time I've come up with a creative or a unique idea on how to ask her to marry me, one of her friends' fiancés has kind of like used the idea that I wanted to kind of try.
So what do you do?
And
Are you posting these on the internet, or do you blurb them out so everyone does them?
I don't blurb them out. It's just
Coincidence.
totally... Yeah, exactly.
Coincidence.
And I think Matthew's such a creative guy that whether it's now or on a next show, if he can come up with like 10 great ways on how to ask a girl to marry you, you know.
Oh, you know, we did this a couple of times. We had a guy who phoned up several months ago who wanted to propose to his girlfriend and wanted a different way to sort of put the ring in. One of the what he actually did was he did actually get a box of Cracker Jacks, and he did put the ring inside. He did do that. And someone else had suggested actually champagne and putting the ring at the bottom of the champagne glass. So after they had a drink of champagne to say, look inside there and blah, blah, blah. So I would be very happy to put it out for you if you would like to contribute a new and fabulous way to propose that hasn't been done before. Yeah, do it right here. 1-800-477-4662. What I would say, Joe, is that even if you just do a real traditional, non-newsy 6 o'clock news kind of proposal, it still is your proposal, and it's between the two of you, and therefore magnificent. I'm not really sure that it really has to have Hollywood drama or extreme moments behind it when the sentiment really is that you love this person and you want to marry her. Okay? 1-800-477-662. I'm Rhona, and also coming up on this show, power play. Ooh, women's power play. Hi, Brian.
Hey, how are you?
Great, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just calling about a caller that you said if you really cared about somebody, sometimes indifference is the way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, how do you be indifferent to somebody you really care about?
Well, I think you misinterpreted actually, or reinterpreted what I said. What I said was independence is very erotic.
Yeah.
People like, and I'll tell you why. Maybe I should elaborate. I think that when you look at someone and you see a person who has a life, they have friends to go to, a job beckoning, obligations, a volunteer place they go, a team that they play with. In other words, they have a life in place when you meet them. Mm-hmm. Then you understand that this person is not in love with you or wanting to be with you because they're bored out of their minds, because they have no friends, because they don't know what else to do with themselves. They fall in love with you despite the fact that they have a pretty decent life put together. Yeah. Independence is very, very attractive. What it says is, here's a person who other people like, has a routine, is successful in life with their friends and family. I'm not saying everyone loves them to pieces, but I'm saying they basically are self-sufficient, independent, built a life, didn't wait around for a partner to lean on like the Tower of Pisa before they got a life. That's attractive.
Okay, well, how do you get a life after, well,
how do you get a life? You go out and you forge one.
Okay.
One step at a time, one person at a time, right?
Yeah, a little background. 37 years old.
Yep.
I was married at 20.
Okay.
And it lasted 17 years.
Okay.
And now we've been thrown out.
So freshly on your own?
Yeah.
How long?
Since July. So 7 months.
7 months. Okay, what I would suggest is you might want to take the time, instead of, you see yourself as Brian the thrown out one, okay? You're not. What you are is Brian, the guy who got married when he was young and had a successful marriage for 15 or 16 years, and it ran its course.
Yeah.
You have to reframe how you look at, you are not the thrown out guy, because see, when you define yourself that way, you buy into it, you got that definition, you get the walk, you get the posture, you get the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you say is, not every marriage goes for 20 or 30 or 40 years. Yours went for 17. Maybe 15 of them were pretty good years. And you say, I grew as a person, good things happened for me in this, and now I'm on my own, and I haven't been on my own for 17 years, and I'm going to take advantage of that because I'm probably going to meet someone. I'm probably going to get another life or a different kind of life, but I don't want to be desperate about replacing my wife with another woman so quickly. I've been with a woman for 17 years every day, or every week. I want to experience what it's like to just be me, Brian, the guy. Mm-hmm. And I think that you can be successful at being an unattached guy. When the right woman comes along, well, for sure, make the moves and, bat your eyelashes or whatever you have to do there, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think your entire intention in life should be to find another woman to replace your wife. Volunteer, get involved in stuff, take courses, go visit people, go travel, go do the things you couldn't do when you were in a relationship. Take advantage, because you may only be solo for a very short time, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thanks for your call. 1-800-477-4662. In Hilda, Jelly Bean. How are you doing there? We have Paul.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm having daughter problems, and I don't really know how to handle it, and I can't eat, and I can't sleep because I'm just freaked out.
How old's your daughter, and does she have a mother?
Yeah, she has a mother. She turned 12 in September.
Okay.
It goes a little deeper. She's not really my daughter. She's like a foster daughter. She's like a fatherless child that kind of adopted me about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And in the last 6 years, we've grown so close together that realistically, her mom ought to just let her come live with me. I mean, the kid is literally here every single weekend, vacation, all summer long. If she's not in school that day, she's at my house.
And what's your house consist of? You and who else?
Well, I also have a son, but my son actually moved out, and he joined the Air Force in September, and he's gone now.
Okay.
And my daughter was like really, really close to me. A great relationship. And about October, I started noticing that things were different. She was suddenly...
Wait a second. Let's back up here. She lives with her mom.
She lives with her mom.
And her mom lives how far away from you?
About 15 miles.
15 miles. And do you have a relationship with this woman of any sort at all?
Only friendship, and that's the beauty of it. We never were ever lovers or boyfriend and girlfriend.
And her mom is cool. And her mom is totally cool with you having her daughter over all this time.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Well, she trusts you.
I guess so.
And you're trustworthy.
I am trustworthy.
Okay.
I'm a damn good dad.
Okay.
And to the point where my daughter will tell me things that, most kids wouldn't tell their parents.
Right. She's not your daughter. She's not even your foster daughter. She's your friend's daughter.
That's more or less true.
Yeah.
The thing is, the kid doesn't have a dad, and basically...
Well, you're probably like her favorite uncle, but you're not her dad.
Well, you're right legally. I'm not her dad, but I'm pretty sure I'm the guy that'll be walking her down the aisle when she gets married someday.
Well, that's totally cool. It sounds like you've done a really upstanding, wonderful human connection kind of thing. I'm kind of worried about her mother allowing you to take all the responsibility with a 6-year-old kid. I mean, that's a lot.
Well, she's 12 now.
Yeah, but it's been 6 years you've been doing this.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm a little concerned about that part of it, too. I mean, I don't want her to grow up, and one day she'll grow up and say, wow, my mom never let me stay home. She always let me go off to this other guy's house all the time.
What was she thinking?
What was she thinking? Because I think that all the time. But, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I always wanted to have more kids, and I have this kid, and, I guess there's a little bit of greed there. I like having her around. When I come home from work, I like...
But she's 12 years old. She's going through puberty.
She went through puberty.
She is not a little girl anymore, and your relationship with her is going to change, and it's going to be a little more rocky.
It's a lot more rocky.
Mm-hmm. I think you not only have to protect her, but you have to protect yourself, too. I just see, all kinds of trouble mixed up in here. There's nothing to stop her from being 13 and getting a crush on you. You're not her dad.
That's not a problem. No, I don't think that'll happen. Hey, believe me.
So what do you see as the problem now?
Problem is about 3 or 4 months ago, her mom moves all the time, every few months. 6 months ago, she moved into an apartment complex full of single welfare mothers with kids unsupervised at home.
Right.
And according to my daughter, who talks to me a lot, I asked her, although she didn't tell me this till a month ago, about October, she started smoking pot with her friends, and she started going out and getting drunk, Okay,
I'm going to have to do the short version here, because the truth is I can't do the whole thing here. I think you're a really good person. You're a great foster parent. You have trouble on your hands, and I'll tell you why you have trouble on your hands. You do not have any kind of legal position with this child. Her mother is not a very efficient mom. Maybe she really cares about her. Maybe she's doing the best she can, but the truth is this kid does not have guidance, she doesn't have limits, and she doesn't have a stable home. And what you should have done, and I know you have a relationship with this woman that is a friendship, is you should have said to your friend, you know what, this parenting thing is way too hard for you. I'm not sure that you're even into it. What about us going to Child Welfare Services or Children's Aid, and we do the paperwork, and I become the foster parent? Because you're not her foster parent. You're just the house she runs away to. And when you start mixing in 12-year-old hormones, smoking dope, mom who's not providing limits, moving from place to place. You're right. This kid really deserves more than this. But the truth is, you're not in a position really to offer it to her without it looking like you have some ulterior motives of your own. You don't even have kids at home anymore. You don't have a daughter. You don't have a wife at home. You don't have a girlfriend at home. You and a 12-year-old little girl that isn't your foster child, that isn't your daughter, that isn't your stepdaughter, is a friend's daughter spending all of her time with you, is going to get both of you into trouble. And I'm sorry. I think you either have to somehow go to the authorities and say there's a problem here. You can't fix it by doing it behind the scenes. You either have to do it up front, and perhaps the placement with you is the best place for her to be. But keeping it unofficial doesn't work for either one of you, okay? And her mom is not providing her needs. She's not getting her needs met. This little girl deserves more than that, okay? You're a great place to run away to, but you have no legitimacy. 1-800-477-4662. Coming back to your calls in a sec. 1-800-477-4662. Matthew, I want to tell you something that happened to me. I went with some friends to a restaurant not very far from the station.
Wow.
After dinner with a bunch of friends to this Russian place. And we went to the door and said, well, we already ate dinner. Can we just come in and have dessert? It's like 9:30. There's empty tables. They say, sure, sit down. And we're like, lie. It was like clapping and, hooting and doing all this sort of whatever Russian hooting and hollering and singing and all this. It's like, we're waiting for the menu. The menu comes and the waiter says, I'm sorry, but you have to spend $12. And it's like, no, it's okay. We told the owner or the whatever on the way in that we're just coming for dessert. They said it was okay. There's empty tables. Nope, you have to leave. After we clapped our hands and hooted and hollered and did all this stuff, these people I haven't seen for a really long time, and we were going to come back and have dinner there. They kicked us out. And we figured out that if we actually had, a drink or coffee and dessert, we probably would have exceeded the $12 minimum but it's like 9:30 at night. They got empty. What kind of bad business is? Now I'm never going back there.
What a kick in the rubles.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You should.
I can't believe it. And those Kalishnas look so good in Kalachkis.
Das for freaking Danya.
Yeah. Can you believe that got kicked out of a restaurant and didn't even do anything wrong and had money?
Okay, let me get this straight. As we've worked together for about 6 years now, a year doesn't go by that you don't get kicked out of somewhere.
I get kicked
What
out
is going on here? I hate to admit it.
And it's not my fault. I get kicked out of places.
Rhona, I don't normally whine about much here on the show. I figure I have it pretty good as far as things go. But sometimes it just sucks being a guy. The fact is, women can get away with way more in modern society than men can. And certain examples prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, sexuality wields enormous power. Example 1. Say you're having a huge fight with your girlfriend or the girl you're seeing like I was this weekend. I mean, an argument, so severe that you can hear the neighbors yelling at you to shut up, like, that type of thing, right? But you just keep going. You just keep going. It just keeps getting worse. You say something nasty. She says something nastier. You yell, get the hell out. And she screams, fine, I'm out of here. But then she adds on the women's power play. And I'm going to sleep with the first guy that appeals to me. Boom. She's out the door. Things quiet down and you start to think, nah, she won't. But in the back of your mind, Rhona, the power is there. The power to approach the first guy she sees and says, let's go back to your place. And of course, he would comply thinking he had died and gone to chick heaven. But if you tried the same stunt, you'd end up with a mouthful of bruised chiclets.
That happens, doesn't it?
It does. Spitting out teeth like corn niblets. It's not fair. Any feedback? Oh, great one.
I think you have really shallow relationships with your girlfriends and people that you know. I think that perhaps you should try some grown-ups who don't say things like, hey, I'm going to go sleep with the first person I see.
Hey, I'm not that guy that called a few minutes ago. I am seeing grown-ups here.
You're seeing grown-ups.
And they still do that same thing.
Well, I can't help you. Your life is pretty warped.
You give the callers such good advice.
I know. Well, I'm much more normal than you. That's what can I say. 1-800-477-4662. Yes. Hi, how you doing there, Herney? Hi.
Himmy.
Who?
Himmy,
hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Well, I hope that gentleman who wanted a really creative way to propose to his sweetheart has a cassette in his tape player and is recording the following.
Okay, let's pause while we give him a second. He's rushing across the room.
Okay, run.
He's going through a stack of tapes. He can't find it. Oh, my God, he's swearing. He's got a pen and paper. He's back.
Okay, he better know shorthand. Considering it's RSP season, he should first demonstrate to his sweetheart that he is fiscally responsible, that he knows how to manage money and plan for the future. So being RSP season, he should say, come on, let's go and do the paperwork, just to sort of impress her. And
So he should go and get himself a retirement plan with her, even though he's 24.
well, there's logic here.
Okay,
There's
I'm
method to the
following.
madness.
Okay.
When he's sitting across from the table of the big suit guy at the other end, and she's beside him, they have the contract in front of them. Just before he signs, he should look her straight in the eye and say the following magical words. Will you enter into a mutually exclusive bilateral exchange of goods and services till death do us part? And he should listen for those two magical words. Instead of I do, he should await for sign here. There you go.
Okay, repeat it one more time in case he's taking furious notes.
Okay.
Would you enter into a bilateral
Exchange of goods and services till death do us part?
Oh, that is so romantic. You're great. Thank you. Yes. That is a great idea. I like it a lot. Thank you very much. That's from Himi in Ottawa, 1-800-477-4662. Join us here in case you'd like to contribute, whatever's on your mind. Laura, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Just a quick question. I'm on the verge of breaking up with my boyfriend, but how do I tell him I'm attracted to his best friend?
You do not. You shallow human being of a woman.
But they're best friends and they hang out together all the time.
The only reason you're in love with his best friend is the only reason you met his best friend is because you're going out with your boyfriend. The friendship, the relationship belongs to him and his best friend. You are muddling and sticking your nose in the middle of a relationship that only was lent to you through the fact that you dated the guy. I think it's totally unfair. And you're going to tell him that, excuse me, thanks for introducing me to your best friend. I'm not now only going to stop kissing you and start boinking him, but I'm totally going to ruin your relationship with your good friend, your best friend. And gee, thanks for letting me in on this this big pot of luck here. Come on, how would you like it if someone did it to you and your best friend?
I've had it happen to me.
Well, you know what? I hope you liked it a lot. And you know what? If you believe in karma, I think you get what you dish out. And you know what I think? If you do this one, you're going to get it again. 1-800-477-4662. How do I think you should tell them? I think you should say something like this. Hi, is this Mike? Hi, this is Laura. I just phoned you up to tell you that I'm a really shallow human being, and I've really quite used you in our relationship, and I've now, behind your back, fallen in love with your best friend, and so I'll no longer be with you anymore. I'll be with your best friend, and I'm really sorry for ruining the friendship between the two of you, but the truth is that my needs are way more important than yours, and ta-ta, that's what I think you should do. 1-800-477-4662. It will ruin the relationship, you bet.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing there, Max?
Hi, not too bad, thanks. I thought I'd bring up a topic that has mostly been an adult topic for a long time, but now through a series of recent current events has become a topic of, or entered the fray of adolescents' lives, and that is the subject of stalking. I was wondering, could you tell me what it is, and have you heard anything about how the law is changing, or what they're after when they want the law to be changed? Because
I don't understand what is this law? Teenagers lying about stalking. Stalking is a person who is following, interfering, and causing grief and danger. Wait. Hey, we can't both talk at the same time. This is, radio, okay? Stalking is basically when someone is making someone else's life miserable and they fear for their life and their safety because the person is intruding themselves and sticking themselves into their life in ways that they don't have permission.
Right.
So what part of that don't you understand?
Oh, it's not that. It's just that previously you would think that this was an adult-type thing. I mean, what I was referring to specifically was this incident here in Vancouver with the young lady, Ms. Punet.
No. We're not going to do names. We don't do names. So someone's been stalked, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're aware of what's been in the news lately concerning the law.
Well, it's not okay to stalk. Sorry, yeah?
I just thought that you were, and that perhaps you could enlighten me as to why there are so many cases since the law came into effect 5 years ago, and why half of them...
Well, you know why? Yeah, I'll tell you why. They stopped liking and thinking it was cute to have a lot of dead bodies. See, a lot of stalking leads to violence, and some of the violence actually leads to murder. And one of the things that actually the experts have figured out, which took them an awful long time to figure out, is that stalking is not a form of flattery. stalking is not a form of trying to get a date or being persistent or being businesslike or really trying to win the person over. Stalking is criminal behavior, and it's dangerous. And people who don't get the message that their object of affection, who is not interested in them, when they don't get that message, if they don't get that message, they often don't get a lot of other messages, and then they get angry, and then they get possessive. And oftentimes what they do is they up the ante, and they get into areas that are not in any way to be construed or misconstrued as anything flattering at all, when they get into things like abductions and torturing and harassing and violence and all those other sorts of things, assaults and so on. So one of the reasons that stalking has become a criminal activity is it's often a forerunner for other things that go very, very wrong. People who stalk have something wrong in their switches, okay? They don't understand that the person's not interested. They don't understand that no matter how many flowers and teddy bears, how many notes of love they send, the person's not interested. And most people understand no. Most people understand not interested. Most people understand a slammed door, a changed address, and a new phone number. Stalkers don't understand that. And a person is entitled to their life. They're entitled to come home and not find some weird person that they don't know or was formerly in their life and asked to leave, lying on their kitchen counter or sitting on their sofa or lying in wait for them in a car.